This is not a good sign. It's already cracked. I didn't bring my glasses. Failure teaches success. My name is Antoinette Rapidzi. I'm from Soweto. I was born in Soweto and I live in Johannesburg and between Johannesburg and Cape Town. So for most part of my career, I've been doing interior design. So interior design and interior architecture, both for residential and commercial spaces. And for me, the two worlds of wine and interior design are actually, they've got quite a few similarities because they're sensory activities. You're dealing with bringing people together. You're dealing with sense of touch, taste and smell. So therefore, and it's about a certain lifestyle as well, and aesthetics, because with wine, there's lots of nuances that you can compare to interior design. So coming into wine was purely, I would say it was a creative move, coming from a creative background. And it was a nice, surprising move. It was through my husband, who's my business partner, that we got together to go into wine business. I think with whether we like it or not, I think with everything that we do, aesthetics always play a part. You always think about what works. Even in business, when you design your business model, aesthetics are very important. When you choose people that you deal with and the places that you go to, aesthetics actually is a reflection of what your thought process is, and it just brings a little bit of creativity. Even people that say, oh, I'm not the creative type, aesthetics always plays a role, I think, in our existence, consciously or unconsciously. So it's important because I think it gives us direction. Of course, firstly would be my husband, because I was a teetotaler until I met my husband. And I was in my 30s then, and that was the one thing. And unlike many of my friends or people that I know now, I didn't grow up with wine, and I started drinking only good wine. So my palate was completely spoiled from the beginning. So that would be the one node. And I think I looked at wine as well as a new challenge. Sure. And you know, when you grow up with limited resources, anything new gets your mind jumping with excitement that you're going to discover something new. And I think the third one would be the creative part, because I found that I could all of a sudden apply my mindset in a different sphere altogether. And that will be about the wine profile that we go with, our packaging, our marketing, and I could then apply my creative background onto the wine. So I think those three things. As you said, that a lot of thinking comes into putting together your brand name, your brand look and style. And for us, it was a lot of thinking. Didn't feel like hard work, but I think it was at the end. It was during COVID that we conceptualized the business. You know, we bought land, and we had the land for a long time in Stellenbosch, and our dream was really to make wine and have it for ourselves and relax with our dogs and share it with friends and family. And we thought, oh, we'll become alcoholics, so we better sell it. So during COVID, and if you think of COVID period, there was a lot of uncertainty and a lot of fear. And for us, we were thinking of love and something that can bring people together. And we looked at various names that represent myself and my business partner, who's my husband. And that's why the logo has our dog as well, because we just did want the family aesthetic to come through, our personal touch to come through. And we came up with the word radamancy. We didn't come up with it. We found the word radamancy, which means reciprocal love. And so we wanted our love for ourselves, our relationship, our family, to come through the product. So we put through love in making the product, sourcing the right type of grape and from the right farms that farm ethically. So we enjoy the aesthetics of how they look at their land. And we thought to ourselves, if we put love into it, love will come. So it will be reciprocal whichever way. And the people that consume our product will feel the love, and it will be reciprocated in that way as they give it as a gift. So it's a love project, it's a love story, and that's what we hope comes through. What I love about wine, I think it's because of it really does have surprising elements. It will always surprise you in one way or the other. Sometimes when you think you can trust it, it can let you down. But I think what's mostly the deepest thing is that if you think of it as a vine, and just from a seed to what it can become and how long it can last, and the process of turning this tiny little thing into such a powerful product, actually, and the effect that it has on people. I think people sort of behave slightly differently the more they understand wine. When they consume it, it creates memories, and it challenges us as well. So I think it challenges what you think you know about nature, about a product, and about yourself. So I think that's what makes wines quite special. I think wine can challenge one, and we get used to certain things, and you get used to certain palates, which are a certain brand, and certain recipes that you cook with. But when you want to impress, and I think this is when really wine shines, it comes out and it says, what can you do with me today? And that's when people have those special bottles that you just pick it out and you think, this is really going to show off my new cooking skills or my new culinary talent that I've now acquired. So that's what I think wine brings to the table, that it wants you to sort of advance yourself as well. I mean, I would say I enjoy cooking. And I think it's just a matter of taste. What I like, maybe somebody else doesn't like. So I enjoy cooking and baking. So if I have to impress, and now we're talking about, if I have to impress someone, and now we're talking about the Chardonnay Brave, this is our 2023 vintage, I would think of this wine as two things you can do with this wine. One is that you can have it as an aperitif, so a pre-meal drink. And the other one is that you can have it as your main. We'll start with asparagus and a poached egg, and we just rasp some Parmesan cheese over it. And I would say for the mains, and because to complement this wine, especially for a main, I would think of risotto. That would be quite lovely. For our vegetarian dishes, I would say a mushroom risotto, and for other people, we could serve it lovely with salmon. I mean, I think with every wine, but especially with this wine, has got a really interesting nose, and you've got to let it open up a little bit for that sea breeze to come through. So this wine has got really a good linear palate. It's not clumsy on your palate. It does not fall apart on the side. It's smooth and it's round. You've got tasting notes of a little bit of citrus. You've got a little bit of pineapple and hints of stone fruit. But most importantly, what brings out those elements is the savory notes that we find in this wine. So the grapes for this one come from the Cape South Coast in Vermaaklikheid. It's an isolated farm with really interesting soil characters. And you've got the sea breeze that comes through from the coast, and it covers the vines, and that gives this marine flavors that come through. So it's quite special. Somebody who's new to wine would really enjoy this wine. I actually almost feel like it's a safe wine to start with. So as you can see, the label, what we've done with it, we decided to go for a very simple label, which takes the viewer directly to the figures. And Brave is our little golden retriever, so that's my husband and myself. We took the photograph for ourselves. And we thought, for us, it was a brave move. And Brave is the dog's name. It was a brave move to go and make a malolactic Chardonnay, because our first two vintages were not malolactic fermentation. And here we took a brave step, because we wanted to see how this grape from the cooler climate will react to the mallow. We have two cultivars. We are focused at the moment, we focus on Chardonnay and Cabernet Sauvignon. So the reason we have these cultivars is that we love Cabernet, and both Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, and Chardonnay. Those are our favorite varietals. But as it happens, our land grows very good Cab Franc and Cab Sauvignon. So on the award side, what we've done from our first vintage, the 2021. So now we're looking at the Cabernet Sauvignon 2021, and this one got double gold from the French blind tasting, Gilbert and Gilliard. And then we were selected as Wine of the Month by the Wine of the Month Club for last year, August. So out of about 30 Cab Sav, we were number one. And the Chardonnay, we got double gold for Gilbert and Gilliard, and we got 91 points with Tim Atkins, and we got 92 points with the Investec Wine Trophy Challenge. So they're not doing too badly. So what we did with this wine, we sourced the grapes from our neighboring farm. So our farm is in Devon Valley in Stellenbosch. So we are on a hill facing the Falls Bay. With those grapes, they're very special. As you know, Stellenbosch is known for the Cab Sav worldwide. So we manage the farm, and we work very closely with the farmer to change the pruning so that we've got consistency right across. So they're very quite special grapes, but what we like about the winemaking style here, we've kept our cab very light. It does have beautiful nose to it, which is quite resembling of a Stellenbosch Cabernet, but on the palate, this Cabernet is really quite lightweight, but on the nose you've got some cigar box, you've got some berries, you've got mixed herbs, and it's got so much flavor, but the structure of this wine is so well balanced. It's got just enough acidity, the right fruitiness to it, and enough sweetness that's just, but what's nice about it, which is typical of a Cabernet, is that those tannins are quite punchy. So they grab you like a tea leaf. And this is really, it's a nice wine ready to drink. So we kept it for 2 years before we put it on the market. So it's a 2021. Now we're quite happy for it to show, but it will age quite well. And the aging process will let the tannins just soften a little bit and come a little bit rounder. The color's already starting to change. So we're quite proud of the 2021. If I could make a TV ad, gosh, that's a difficult question, but it was such a nice opportunity, and the budget was endless. I think I would want somebody either, I've got two opposites. I would do a different campaign for the Chardonnay, a different campaign for the Cab Sav. So for the Cab Sav, I would have somebody like, I would say, Reddy Klabi, who's the journalist, or Jenny Chris Williams, because she loves wine and books. And the soundtrack would have to be either a Nina Simone or Miriam Makeba or something sultry like that. So I think this would match really the Cabernet. With the Brave, because it's so light and it's bright, it's really summery feel, I'm thinking somebody like, I love Trevor Noah, so I think he would do this wine justice. And I think the soundtrack for that would choose something by Corinne Bailey-Rae or somebody like Michael Kiwanuka. So I think that's how I'll splurge on this ad. My fortune says failure teaches success. I do feel that that's just, it is what it means, exactly what it says. You know, if you don't learn from your mistakes, you actually will repeat them over and over again. And for some people, during that failure, you establish actually either an opportunity or a business can even come out of your failure because something's gone wrong in one direction, and you can pick up the pieces or you can fall apart.